to the channel. We're getting back on finishing up some of the things to button up on the Firebird. We got both the F bodies here, got the 85 out, driving around today. It's actually running really good. Not leaking any transmission fluid, and the transmission seems to be working really good, so I think it just might need to be driven a little bit. Anyways, 76, I do have the speedometer gear for the transmission, and that had worn. So I did a little drive over to Classic Industries, and I got a bunch of parts from them today. And they're actually here in Huntington Beach, and they have a showroom. So the thing that I did get was the new speedometer gear, and let me show you what the details are of this here as I step through it. So this is from TCI Automotive. It's a 38 tooth blue, and it's a little bit darker blue. But one of the big things of why these things leak is I put in a new seal and I put in a new O-ring, which is great. But if you actually look at the gear itself, there's a ridge here, or I should say like a valley, that gets kind of like, oh, I guess turned in over time because it rides in the seal, and it actually cuts a groove in the gear. So you can tell that because it fits really loose on this part right here where it seals in the end. And so what you end up doing is you replace this with the new one, and that new one is, you know, brand new, and so it's nice and flat. So if you put this one in, it literally feels, you know, way more solid, and you can feel the adhesion it has up against the seal in there. So that's what you want, because if you don't fix or replace that, that's where your transmission fluid ends up leaking out. So we're gonna put that back in, and of course there's the hold down plate and bolt. But so that was the thing that I was waiting on, to get the transmission fluid back in the car. And then I actually did spend some time with the driver's seat, and I put a new spring in the bottom of this as well. Sketch you guys up so you can see right there, it's got the brand new spring in the bottom because this was all rusted out. And so that's all done, and it's got a decent it's come up, and now it's lifted up, so that's where it needed to be. I still got to figure out how I'm going to get this part of the seat fixed. I'm probably going to end up taking it into a upholstery guy and see if they can seam this up and put a piece or a patch over this and re-pull the cover. And then the bolster here is a little messed as well too, so I may end up trying to live with that and at least try to fix that. This one is in a lot better shape, and this has got the original part on it. So I'm trying to stay within a certain budget of not... A whole new interior kit for all the seats is well upwards of like, oh, it's like $1,500 for this blue color because it's a rare color. And so I'm going to try to do what I can to you know, keep it maintained. And then I got a bunch of other parts from Classic Industries as well too. This is a new rear view mirror that I will put in. Here's a couple of these escutcheons, which is like the different style. And I bought those for the seats, so we'll see if that works. And then this is actually an air hose for the air filter that was missing. Not that I needed it, but they had a sale going on right now. If you bought $350 worth of parts, you got 20% off. So I thought that was a good deal. So I also bought a Firebird emblem for the quarter panel just to get to that $350. So, and then the other thing that I bought as well too is a PVA a sound deadening panel set for the floorboards, and I also bought 2 torsion rods for the trunk as well. And I guess these are a blast to put in, and I actually got to make a tool to torsion and bend them to put them in. So that'll be another project we'll show how to do on the channel. That came in from Jegs. That's actually the oil drip pan for the engine stand that I bought as well. And that will be what we're going to get ready to do next, is being able to pull the Firebird in the garage here, set up the hoist, and we got plenty of ceiling height here to lift the motor out and everything else, so we'll end up doing that. So, but that's kind of a primer. A lot of just spending time collecting materials and getting things or supplies for the project. So so I think let's get the tranny back together and filled up with some fluid. So I got a nice 1 gallon jug of ATF as well. So then we can actually get the car movable again and go from there. So we'll do that, and then also rip out the sound insulation, and I've got a bunch of stuff from our other favorite store of supplies, and got all kinds of goodies from Walmart. If you guys haven't figured that out yet already, and you're into doing this type of project work, cheapest place to get all these types of fluids and materials, I found at least, is Walmart. So way cheaper than O'Reilly, AutoZone, and whatever. But yeah, or there's always the Jungle website, Amazon. So all right, let's start digging in. Okay guys, we got the speedometer cable and gear in, and I rerouted the cable the correct way. It was actually hanging down here before, but there's a frame rail right here, if I can show you, and there's actually a clip right here, so I put it back in the clip as well too. I think what we'll end up doing is putting a little bit of purple power or something to kind of spray this out too before I drop it. There's all kinds of stuff running on that cross member. I think the output shaft seal is probably dripping a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's anything major. So all right, let's fill her up with AT. Okay, let's put some AT in here. This is going to be kind of a challenge because I don't really have the best of funnels here, so let's see if we can do this without making a major mess. I think it's going. Okay, I don't want to overfill it, so let's see what we got here. It's about 2.5 or 1.5 quarts went in. 2 is right there. So well, let's get somewhat level here. Still take a little bit more. Well, it's probably about 2 quarts. Okay, that's probably good. I'm sure I probably let out more than that, but we'll start with that first. And let's check for leaks too. I don't see anything coming out. That looks good. Okay. I think the big thing is going to be starting it and getting it to move around. Okay, so we went to go start the car, and we don't get anything out of the starter, so it's dead. It seems like the battery's dead. We got the battery on the charger, and we got that going, so hopefully that will help with getting things juiced up again. So in the meantime then, we're gonna just keep moving on projects. It's kind of how you work a project, you just keep doing stuff. So got our block of wood here. underneath this cover here are these torsion rods. And so you can see these torsion rods right here. There is one on the left. It looks like it's engaged. I bought two. I don't know if I need two. But then if you come over here and you look at this one, there are no torsion rods engaged in that. So obviously the right side is whacked. So that's going to be one of the projects. When you take this valance off, you have to unscrew each one of these things. Plus I think you have to take out this chrome. We'll do that as a project, and we'll see if we can get that done in the video too. But in the meantime, we are going to start taking out all of this, right? And
yeah,
get this stuff. And so you guys aren't here, but you open the doors on this thing and it's got that musty, damp, smelly smell, like a car that's been, you know, sitting old. So we got rust issues around here, some around the seats, some are and related. I don't think it's anything because of California is pretty dry. I think it's basically people coming back from the beach, sitting in their chairs, and water, you know, and other things kind of seeping into the floor based off of where this car has lived to a certain extent. So I don't think anything's really leaking at this point because there is no T-tops or anything else like that. The windshield seals look good as well too, and same with the back window. So but we're gonna basically rip all this out. We'll probably put it on a time lapse so you guys can see it. And yeah, I just got a whiff of it again. And this is what we're gonna replace with PVA. Plus I got some really good rust restore paint that we're gonna go over, and we'll use that Rust-Oleum Rust Restore. It's really good stuff. It's kind of like a primer, but it turns everything into like a really solid material. But of course we'll wire brush it and all that stuff too. So let's step into doing that. Okay guys, we got the majority of the sound deadening stuff up, and as you can see, it is pretty rusty in a lot of these areas, especially as we get over to here and in the front. All the seam sealer that GM put in is like crumbly. Just to give you an idea, it's like crumbles in your hand. So we're gonna definitely put in a new seam sealer as well too. And Junior's just doing the vacuuming of it.
Trying to put this back in.
Yeah, and then we'll start doing a little bit of wire brushing, probably another layer of vacuum, and then get ready to spray it with some rust converter. All right, let's keep at it. And what?
I realized I was putting it the opposite way.
Yeah, all right. Okay, we've got it all ground down with the wire brush. This was more damage than I thought it was. There's actually a hole in the floorboard here that I'm gonna have to patch in with some sheet metal in the welder. On this side it's pretty okay. Some of these are still pretty pitted, but nothing rusted through. And over here we've got a hole that's gone through the floorboard as well too. In fact, that's more significant as I push it through. So that's not good. And this thing is actually pop riveted into here, and this is getting kind of spongy too. So unfortunately, that's going to cause some metal work. So it was a very good decision to pull this stuff out. I was almost thinking about leaving it. I'm glad I didn't. So this is easily fixed and solved. It's not like doing the outside body work, of course, so it'll be well done. And that's also probably, you know, how water could be coming in. I'm also pretty sure that because these door seals are pretty bad as well too, water is probably come and dripped into the car and fallen straight down as well too, and pooled. Definitely as it's caught in that side over there and related. But that's okay. We're gonna fix it up, of course, and we'll bring it back to where it needs to be. That goes for the power window switch. So I think that's probably where this is gonna stay and until we get into the next phase here. And we may try to do some metal work on it next, and or put some of that rust converter on some of these areas. It might be easier to work with that as well too. So all right.
Hey guys, right now we are working on trying to get like this part of the hood off, and that has the
Nut driver. Taking these screws off. This is called, I think it's called the valance.
Yeah.
That screw's pretty rusty. So hang on to those. And this is the last one over here.
They're really rusty. We're going to put them.
Hang on to them. They'll probably go in that magnetic thing. So I don't know if the rear trim has got to come off of this, or if this is glued down. Well,
Oh.
that one just popped up. I don't know if there's like other screws under the chrome trim too, or
Maybe there
this
is.
whole chrome trim is.
It's fast and loose.
Yeah, I think we should take this out too.
Me too.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's really not good.
Let's look over here.
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
whatever that was just came on.
I don't know what it was either.
That doesn't look too healthy, does it?
I don't know if they're healthy.
I don't know if that's, it looks like it's got some, no, we got rust in here too. Some
That's
holes.
bad.
That thing broke out. So that goes in these little things. And those are rusted away. So that's not good. That means this back glass is probably gonna have to come out and I'm gonna have to fix this too.
Let's set that one out.
Yeah. What happens is the junk and stuff gets in these things, as you can see, and then they get all full of dirt, and then the dirt sits in there and collects water. So, oh yeah, there's other screws here for this too, back here.
Yeah, it's bad.
I see it. Okay, let's close the trunk lid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got all 3 screws across the back. You guys see over here, there's definitely rust all the way through here that's gonna need to get fixed. So, unfortunately, the only way to fix that is by taking off this glass. In the short term, all I really wanted to do was to try to get the trunk fixed. But this is starting to illuminate, you know, the other issue that we wanted to see. So, so let me get the keys out, and we'll flip this thing out of here. If this can come out. Got it, Cole?
Yeah.
You got it? So, this right here is where a torsion spring comes through, and it's cracked and broke off right here. So this whole spring right here is what needs to be replaced. This one actually still looks like it's in okay position. However, it it doesn't seem like it's under load right now. So in order for us to fix that, yeah, we're gonna have to basically replace. Here's the one piece right there, and then this goes over there, and then this one comes over here and goes over there. So I don't think that one's under load, but let's see here. Yeah, so
Very loose.
goes to right there, and it's broke. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, this one's really loose, but then this one is under tension. Either way, that gets us where we need to be. What we'll probably end up doing is taking the trunk off for us to put these on. So, but that gets us where we wanted to be, so that we could actually do the repair. And you can tell from here, that's not underneath load, and this doesn't have any over here. So I'm glad we bought both of them, because I think they're both going to need to get done. And then this definitely shows us what's underneath all this too. So
Yeah.
and which is important, because we'll have to clean up some of this junk as well. But yeah, more stuff.
More stuff for another day, I think, though.
Yeah,
It's already getting late.
Started researching it because that's what we wanted to get at, and we definitely wanted to see how bad things were in this channel, because that's what I was kind of concerned about, that it was going to be bad, and it is bad. So
At least we got this part out, though.
yeah, that's good. We should put that in the.
So
The other thing with this as well too,
yeah, because the bottom
is
side
that
was thin.
it has these little studs on it, and that's what's holding the clips in for the windshield, or the back glass I should say. There's one there, one there, one there, and then one there. But you can also see this piece is pretty rusted too, right? So it might even make sense. Well, it looks like this is potentially savable,
But it's in.
but it's in tough shape. At least there's no rust throughs on this like there is on the quarters right here, where this quarter panel is rusted right through there. So
He's talking about this, but there's
we definitely got
holes.
some cleaning up to do with the rust, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's put this in the trunk then. We'll save that.
You sure it will fit in the trunk?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I was gonna.
So we'll start stacking some. Insert cracked inspection cover. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Well, I think that's it for today.
That's it for day one.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I think we day 2 because we went to the IMSA racing.
Yeah, we went to Long Beach Grand Prix. So
Yeah,
okay.
so.
We're losing daylight too.
Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay guys, day 2. We got and left off with the torsion springs, and I think the torsion spring on this driver's side is broken, because it clearly goes into this receptor over here, and it looks like it's snapped off. And then this one as well too should go down here to one of these pieces here that's broken as well too. So we're gonna start taking these out and replacing them. So I think that's gonna start with taking this thing out of the load here. There we go, we're already loose here. And I've already got it out of the bottom piece because there's no tension on it since it's broke. What's interesting is I think we're gonna have to get, there isn't much room here to actually bring it down. So let's see if we can finagle it here. We're gonna have to lift the trunk lid up. I think when we put the new one on, it's gonna make sense for us to take the trunk lid off.
There.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. So there we go. That's definitely broke.
Wait, where's the other piece of it then? Is it just...
The other one is here. And it's sitting, if you look in here, there's a piece right there that sits on it. And then we'll look at this side, which is also needing to come out. So that at least takes off some of the initial tension. Like that. There we go.
And then both of them are out now.
Both of them are out. And both of them are broken on this side here and that side over there.
Both of them snapped off.
Now we can do a little bit of cleanup here. With both of those out. We can definitely see, you know, we got some cleanup and some rust and dirt and stuff to get out of there too. And if we start looking here as well, we got
another
some
hole
there as well, which is kind of thin.
And there's also a dent here that we have
dent to do, so.
And this one. But you can actually touch it under the hood.
Yeah, we got all kinds of rust in here as well too that we need to wire brush and clean up and get out of there.
Yeah, we definitely need a wire brush.
And I did look online last night, and there are patch panels for fitting and putting in a new channel here, so I'm going to order some of those. It's kind of a snail mail ordering process. We'll also take this off to make sure that there's no damage underneath this one, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to take out this back glass. So there's going to be some removal of the inner part. This part in here is actually part of the structural part of the car, and there is rust along that back spot there. So either it's leaked in there or it's just condensation from the past along this area here, as I did start cleaning it up with a razor blade to see what it looked like. So it's pretty bad on both sides here. And this is a pretty common ailment on these F-body 2nd gen Camaro Firebirds. So, but yeah, making some progress. I think it's a good thing that we're working on this type of stuff too. I got the battery on the charger as well too, and I'm hoping to get it started here today as well. And we also did some lookup online for these floorboards, and so the question is do I start making patch panels for these, or do I actually buy a piece of replacement floorboard and just cut out the pieces that I need? And I'm kind of leaning towards that, and then tacking on these pieces. So what we might do today is try to get these pieces off and then order a couple of floor pans to replace the sections for each one of these. It was unfortunate. I wasn't even anticipating that we were going to run into some rust holes in the floorboards, but who knew? So I'll take back my statement about California cars being rust-free in different places, I guess. So, but we'll get that fixed up, and we definitely will do some welding to get these repaired as well too. Not today on this episode, on a future episode once we get some more parts in place. So let's keep going.
Hey guys, Dad is now taking out or getting rid of the dent back here.
hard to get in that corner. But this is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Problem is,
You're trying to get this out?
yeah, and because this is kind of crinkled.
It's not coming out because of that? We'll let him get that out and then we'll see what's going to happen
Hey
next.
guys, we get a little bit of body work done and actually got the dent that was here, that was pretty big crater, brought that up. It's not perfect yet, there's still a little bit of a crease, and I've kind of shrunk some of this down. However, we got a little bit of a low area here as well, and so I don't have a stud gun, but that's ideally how you bring some of this back, is by yanking it back up with a stud gun welder. So I might look at either buying one of those or seeing if I can borrow one. And then on the inside of the car, we took off the inner door panels and on both sides to get at the power window motors, both of which are shot. So this is kind of like the right time to be doing this. And right now I've got one of these that came in, and it's basically a really big challenge. There's 3 bolts on this, and there's only one way to get at the bolts, and it's like sticking your hand inside of here and grabbing with a ratchet or a ratcheting wrench in this. Now, I saw some other YouTube videos online, and some guys were basically cutting holes in the door panel itself to basically cut holes here, here, and here to actually undo the bolts behind this. So it's kind of sketchy, but I don't see any other way of getting this thing out of there unless you start drilling these rivets out to take out a part of the window regulator, because you can see the window regulator gear itself is right on the back of this, and that's originally how they put the thing together at the factory. So quite a bear to tackle these, but they both need to be done, otherwise we can't get the windows down. This one needs a little bit of adjustment as well too in some of the frame, and basically this thing's already maxed out a bit, so I might have to buy a couple of new ones of these because I think they're bent. Also, we're going to yank out all that wiring. They had some unfortunately they had these wires into the side bottom pockets of the doors, and they ruined those, so I'm going to have to get some new door pockets, but that's no biggie. So I think the Firebird is coming along. I'm still charging the battery, and it hasn't gotten fully charged yet. I don't know if that battery is still good or not. I still wanted to start the car and circulate the transmission fluid and get ready to take it in the garage to take it out for yanking out the motor, but just all kinds of other stuff to do, right? And then I did do a little bit more prep on the glass, and I took the top trim off. This isn't as bad on the top as far as rust goes, but starting right about here, we've got holes going all the way across. And now that we've got the window spring out too, I think one of the next things is probably going to be taking out the glass, welding in some floor panels, welding in some window channel things as well too. So, but we're making progress. I think that's the big thing, and I think that's the big thing is keeping everything moving. As long as we're trying to do what we can do, we're doing it in phases. So I think the next thing is probably going to be, getting that motor going and getting it pulled out as well too. So, well, thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Lots of work over the weekend, a lot of cleanup still, and really trying to understand what we're working with. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and myself and Junior hope you guys can stay tuned to the series, as we're going to continue to keep doing a lot of work on the Firebird. We're really excited about it. So thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.